Welcome back for another Field Tested Friday, and this is the first actual video, other than the building of the studio, that we filmed in the studio. I'm glad to be in here, glad to have everything done, and I'm super excited for all the videos that we're going to film here. Now, one thing I've noticed is this desk might be just a hair tall, like 2 inches tall, so I might cut that down. But other than that, I'm super happy with everything. A lot of you guys said that I need to put some mounts on the wall. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any mounts to put on the wall yet. Maybe this next season I'll end up getting a bird mounted. It hasn't been like in the forefront of my mind in years past, but now that I got space to put the mounts, now I actually have a reason to get a bird mounted. So we'll keep that in mind come season. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. There might be some minor adjustments with things along the way, but overall, it's working out perfect. So today we're going to be talking about the Lucky Duck spinning wing decoys that I've got. And I keep them in this Rogers bag. Let me get them out really quick. If you guys are curious, this is the Rogers double spinning wing backpack. It's the original one. It's not the Elite. I think it comes in at like 40 bucks. So if you're interested, here's a quick little opening. You got 2 slots for your Lucky Ducks, slots for the wings. Thanks for the poles. I've made a video on it in the past, so go check that out. I think I threw it into the Elite double spinning wing backpack video. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I'll put a card up in the corner. So these are the decoys we're going to be talking about today. These are the Lucky Duck Lucky Pair 2, and I picked these up from Rogers 2 years ago, and I'm still using them to this day. And I really like them, but we're going to get into that later. You get 2 remotes, you get 2 spinning wing decoys, you get 4 wings, so 1 on each side of the decoys. So you got wings for the decoys, and then you also get poles. Let's talk about the poles really quick, and then we'll move on into the actual decoys itself. So the poles, when you get the pair pack, you get the pointy end, you get the middle end, and then you get the top end. So the top end's got this T part, and it goes into a hole on the bottom of the decoy, and then you can wrap this bungee around both ends of the T, and it locks your decoy in place. Now, a lot of you guys might be wondering how long these are. These are about 1.5 foot sections, and I believe it only extends maybe 3.5 feet or so. So it doesn't get to be super deep. So this is as long as my table, which was it's a little longer than my table. So I believe this is actually 36 inches or so, somewhere in that range. So it doesn't get to be a good option for deeper water, but luckily Lucky Duck sells extending packs for these, and you can purchase those, and it'll give you a 5-foot pole instead of this, so you'll have 2 extra segments. Now, onto the decoys. These are one of my personal favorites, not by the brand or anything like that. I personally prefer spinning wing decoys if they have a 6-volt rechargeable battery. None of that AA stuff. Don't get into buying a cheap spinning wing decoy, because it will most likely run on AA batteries. Do yourself a favor to get the rechargeable 6-volt battery models. Believe me, it's not worth the hassle of the AA's. You're able to plug these things in with the chargers that come with them. It comes with 2 chargers, and you can plug them in on this little jack right here, and you can charge both of your spinners at the same time, and they'll be ready to go for the next day. These are made out of an EVA plastic. I really like them. They're squishy. They've been shot multiple times. I've got holes in my poles, in the wings, in the heads, and these decoys have been shot up, and I've been lucky enough to where it doesn't hit the computer or anything in there like that. So these are tough decoys. If you're looking for a tough spinner, these things have held up phenomenally for me, except for one time when this guy took a dunk in a lake. I didn't have the stake set in the mud in the bottom of the lake very well, and it just kind of slowly went in, and I wasn't able to get to it in time. And the module itself, so this kind of computer part, it shorted out and it didn't work anymore. So I actually went on the Lucky Duck website, picked up another one of these modules for like 20 bucks, and I got a working decoy again. So if you guys ever have a decoy go underwater, don't go and replace it completely. See if you can find the computer parts for it, because it might actually save you some money instead of replacing the thing entirely. Here are the wings for these decoys, and so they have magnets on the ends. They won't magnetize to each other, but they will magnetize into the slots where they go. And they've got a handy little key slot there to where you can have them both the right side up. I'm pretty sure all spinners have that. Let's see if it's charged. We are not charged. Is this guy charged? Nope. We have no charge. These Lucky Ducks, you can buy as many of them as you want and have them all synced on the same remote. And that is very handy. I use the remote all the time. I just flip these things on in the morning, then hit the off button, and then whenever shooting light comes or whatever, then I'll flip them on just to save some battery and not have to worry about it. And then you can also use these in a field setting, which is my preferred way to use the spinners, is in a cornfield or a bean field hunting ducks. Then you can sync up 6 of them at the same time and have them all on the same remote, which is very convenient. Because if you guys didn't know this, if you're using spinners in a field to hunt ducks and some geese fly by, your geese will most likely not commit because the spinners are running. Geese hate spinning wing decoys with a burning passion. I don't know what it is about it. It spooks them. It doesn't make them curious. So if you're going to try and hunt ducks and geese in the same field, get yourself a remote. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to go check them out. But solid decoys, good paint job. Lucky Duck makes some good stuff, so go ahead and check them out in the description. I want to let you guys know that I'm not affiliated with Lucky Duck at all. I've just used these decoys and they've held up phenomenally over the years, so I don't want to turn you guys to a bad product. So I will link it in the description and you guys can go check it out. Oh, hey, it turned on. Like I said, these things have remotes. They start working, you can turn them off just like that. Click of a button. It works out pretty well. These remotes actually work a lot of the time. Sometimes you gotta click and wave it and it'll work if you're a little far away. But boom, click it on, boom, click it off, on, off, on, off. Now another thing is on the remote, if you guys can see, there's a switch at the bottom that says timer. So you can turn that timer switch, flip that over, there's mud caked in this thing, hopefully it works. And then you turn it on, and you turn it on, and then the wings will start spinning, but then it's going to automatically turn off and on, just like that. So it's going to turn back on here in a second. And sometimes I use that. It kind of helps mix things up. It doesn't look like the wings are spinning consistently the whole time the ducks are working. And kind of gives that kind of flash, stop kind of feel to the ducks. And it looks pretty realistic, especially when you got 2 of them going at the same time. So that is a cool feature that these things have. Other than that, the batteries itself, they hold a charge forever. They will run for a whole weekend without being charged. If you're using them for 8 hours a day, it might last you a whole day. I'm able to get 2 morning hunts out of it and I charge them. I never really let my Lucky Ducks run dead because I don't want to have a dead Lucky Duck, because sometimes, and especially in the early season for me, it can make or break a hunt. So I recommend charging them every night before your hunt. But if you're in a pinch, you can't charge it, you're out camping somewhere, you're going out hunting the next day, these things will last you a couple of days. And that's why I like the 6-volt batteries. Some people might argue that the AA's, you can bring more with you, but I like not having to spend a lot of money on batteries over the years, because batteries can get expensive. If you're able to just go ahead and recharge them, it's worth the money that you invest into them. I guess one other feature that I like about these is, if you guys can tell, there's a little piece of foam on the back side of the wing, and that's for if you drop it in the water, it'll float, so it doesn't sink to the bottom. And I've actually done that a couple of times. It saved me from having to go fishing for a spinning wing in the bottom of a pond, lake, marsh, etc. So that's the spinning wing decoys 2-pack made by Lucky Duck. Check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. If you guys like this video, leave it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you guys want to help support the channel, I sell hats on my website just like this guy. This is actually one of my favorites. It's the Realtree Timber pattern. You guys can go ahead and click the link in the description. It'll be at the very top, and it'll take you over to the website. You can pick up a hat, t-shirt, hoodie, and help support the channel. And I really appreciate it when you guys do that. It helps out tremendously around here. But that is all I've got for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one.